Welcome to Token Integrity, Nocturne Gaming's Blood on the Clocktower Token Guide series. I am Atreides with Nocturne Gaming, and today we are discussing one of the minions in Trouble Brewing, and one of my perhaps favorite minions of all time, the Scarlet Woman. The Scarlet Woman's ability reads, if there are 5 or more players alive and the demon dies, you become the demon. Travelers don't count. As an evil player, contrast to a good player, you begin the game, barring some very rare exceptions, knowing all members of your team, as well as which one is the demon, in case that there are more than 2 of you. You don't begin with the knowledge as to what specifically your partners in crime are, but you begin with the powerful ability to coordinate in a way that the good players noticeably lack. In addition, and this is especially important if you are a minion, the demon starts the game with the knowledge of 3 bluffs, 3 good rolls that are specifically not in play. In most games of Clocktower you play, there will also be other rolls out of play that you could chance to bluff as. But these starting bluffs are usually a good place to begin in terms of spreading the sort of misinformation you'll need to in order to keep your demon standing until there's only 2 players left alive. As a minion, your job is to keep your demon alive until there's only 2 living players, one of them being your demon. There's usually 2 sorts of styles of evil play, which we can consider outed evil and conservative. Conservative evil play involves trying to blend in with the rest of town and appear as good as you possibly can, throwing suspicion onto other players as a means of distracting them from executing any members of your evil team, and most notably, your demon. It usually means shirking away from double claims and working alongside town in a more subtle way, perhaps reinforcing others' suspicions of your allies, while providing them with juicier worlds to pursue. In contrast, outed evil play involves being very brashly evil, usually as a means of distracting town from making good decisions. As a minion, this can be terrifically effective. Remember, any execution town makes that doesn't include the demon is one less chance they ultimately have to win the game. Usually, outside of some very specific examples of minions and demons, most evil players won't begin the game with this sort of play. But it has been well executed in Trouble Brewing before, particularly as the spy. So, firstly, as the Scarlet Woman, keep in mind that speaking with your demon early is not only a great way to start configuring plays, but also as a means of determining what sorts of claims you can make about what you are without being obviously evil. Some minions like to check in with their demon right at the top of day 1, but since there's a pretty good reason to lie in this game, I usually try to gather a few claims from other players so that when I do eventually meet up with my demon, I'm not only gaining information from them, but I'm imparting information to them about maybe who some of their earliest targets should be. If people accuse me later in the day of being dishonest, again, this is a game about lying. And even good players have reason to lie, so there's nothing overtly suspicious, especially about being dishonest so early in any game. This is obviously a meta that you will have to sort of establish with your own groups, or may have to establish from time to time, but as you play more and more, especially as you draw evil more and more, and your friends draw evil tokens more and more, believe me, they'll appreciate a meta having been generated that it is in fact okay to lie early in the game, even if you are a good character. One big mistake I see evil players making from time to time is being highly resistant to being executed, especially on the first couple of days. Remember, your primary goal as a minion is to keep your demon alive. If you can do so by being an execution, even early in the game, you are bringing your team one step closer to victory. For the end of the game, Anyone good would rightly be a bit resistant to being executed, especially in larger games. But early on, other players will usually raise an eyebrow at folks that really don't want to die day one. Now let's talk about your ability. So long as you are alive and the demon dies with 5 or more living players at the time, including both you and the demon, you become the demon. This is incredibly potent. Even if the demon is executed, your team still has a chance to win the game. You are, for all intents and purposes, basically an extra life for your team, all the way up until the very end of the game. And this gives you some very interesting strategies to choose from. First of all, unlike other minions, if your bluff is believed and you are trusted more than your demon, great! You're in the unique position to throw your demon right under the bus if it will help you to look like the goodest of townsfolk or outsiders. If you're bluffing to be the fortune teller with a yes on the demon and your demon is executed and the Undertaker then confirms them to be the imp, whoo! You look just like a sober fortune teller. Huzzah! If you're bluffing as the empath, so long as there's 5 or more players living, throw out a 1 while you're next to your demon. Profit! Unlike all the other minions, who might get a bit panicky if their demon is garnering suspicion without you being around, you can rest assured that for most of the game, things are gonna be alright. Unfortunately, contrast to other minions who might be able to more safely be a bit distracting, even to the point that they're executed under the premise that they're evil, because of your unique ability, it's usually better to lean on a much more conservative style of play until rather late in the game. But ultimately, as long as the demon lives, whether that's due to your having caught the demonhood with your ability or otherwise, you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. And this, honestly, is why I love the Scarlet Woman so much. There is no other minion that is so minion than the Scarlet Woman. If the demon is suspicious, it can look good. If the demon looks good and you look suspicious, great. Either way, you are helping your evil team just by existing, no matter what happens. Most importantly, don't stress too much. A lot of newer players can get really worried or anxious when they draw an evil token for the first time, usually due to concerns about their capacity to deceive others or worries that they might fail their team. And indeed, since evil's role in the game is much less about solving who everyone is, though there is a little of that, and more about successfully obfuscating or world building, sometimes it can feel like the pressure's on. But remember, this is just a game. So dive right in and enjoy being part of the narrative element. Lying in this game and being found out is all just a part of the play. I hope this guide gets you off to a great start the next time that you draw the Scarlet Woman token from the bag. Until next time, this is Atreides with Nocturne Gaming, and in your next game of Blood on the Clocktower, I hope that you kill with grace, die with dignity, and play with integrity. Or at least, token integrity. Hey, it's Atreides. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Token Integrity. If you did and you're looking for more Blood on the Clocktower strategy tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you're alerted whenever a new video comes out. If you're looking for some amazing Blood on the Clocktower gameplay, check out almost any of the other playlists on this channel. Or catch me live on Twitch every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're looking for even more ways to support this channel, you can treat yourself to some merch at our store link below or join our growing band of supporters on Patreon. Shout out to our current patrons: Our epic patrons, Toki, Tomcat, Leo the Leopard, and Mathblade. Our legendary patrons, Irie, Kevin Jung, Caspian Drago, Clara, Jeffy Z, Alan Michael, That Guy's Hat, Rowan Wablin, Titus, Lou Mew, Guggy, open parentheses, cool, closed parentheses, Ongaku, R. Bader, and Dark Saphira. And our mythical patrons, the cream of the crop, Siobhan Reed, Rosiphius, Bluebeard, The Lost, and Kageichi. Thank you so much for this gesture of love and support to all things gaming. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.